and you're listening to Frey. Starting right now. Here's your host, Alfredo Leon.
Back, Ella, and this is Indeed Frey. Before we begin, I want to give a shout out to a couple friends of my sports writing class, such as Jeff, Ryan, Danny, Philip, Jack, John, Alex, and others. You guys know who you are. Appreciate it. If you guys are watching, thank you and enjoy. And let's begin now with the major news that have come out of the NASCAR community, as Danica Patrick broke down in tears Friday as she announced that she will retire from full-time racing after running the Daytona 500 and then the Indianapolis 500, in which she'll close her career at the track that made her famous. Here is that emotional interview, retirement announcement by Patrick, as she spoke in depth about it. Here it is.
So this will be my last season as a full-time driver. My sister told me I was supposed to get emotional. I said I wouldn't. But anyway.
Also, there's more from that emotional press conference with Danica. She get how grateful she was and more.
But I'm grateful for all the opportunities. I'm thankful for Dale and Kelly and Bob Parsons from GoDaddy for getting me into NASCAR. Thank you to Tony and Gene.
She also spoke about her plans for next year.
But I'm not totally done. I am going to do the Daytona 500 next year and the Indy 500. So I'm really excited about that. I think it's going to be a great way to cap it up.
Patrick also told the Associated Press that it took her many months to realize that her career is all but over. Once she noticed that was a reality, then she thought about the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. She also told her agent that she had been working the Danica double, quote, the Danica double over the last several weeks. Nothing that was being presented excited me. Then about 3 weeks ago, I just blurted out, "What about Indy? Let's end it with the Indy 500, Danica said. This ignites something in me, but I am done after May. Everyone needs to put their mind in there. My plan is to be at Indy, then I'm done." Patrick did not specify on who she will drive for, but Chip Ganassi Racing is a likely ride at Indy. Ganassi has room to field additional cars as he's scaling down from 4 full-time cars to 2 next year, and will give Patrick a car capable of winning that race. Roger Penske and Michael Andretti have announced full lineups for the next year's Indy 500. Patrick will not be driving in the Daytona 500 for Stewart Haas Racing, as team co-owner Tony Stewart said to AP. Patrick moved from IndyCar to NASCAR after the 2011 season and has been racing Cup cars for SHR since 2012. She's being replaced after Sunday season finale race at Homestead by Aric Almirola. Patrick is also the only woman to have led laps in both the Daytona 500 and the Indianapolis 500. She ran the Indy 500 from 2005 through 2011. Her highest finish there was in 2009, and she was the first woman to lead laps in the race when she ran the point for 19 trips around the Brickyard as a rookie in 2005. She was also the highly marketable early in her career, even if she had little success on the track. She won the pole for the Daytona 500 in 2013, but finished 24th in the standings in the last 2 seasons. Patrick won her only IndyCar race, which took place in Japan in 2008. There was a ton of sponsorship problems that had occurred this year as well, since there was not sponsorship opportunities that came in, and Patrick decided to call it a career at Indy next Memorial Day weekend. I think it's awesome, and it will make for a huge month of May that she's back there, said Stewart, who spent half of his career trying to win the Indy 500. It would be really cool to see her face on the Borg Water Trophy, if she can pull that off. Patrick had been adamant that she would never return to IndyCar or the 500, but changed her mind as she realized her competitive options were dwindling. I know I always said I'd never go back to Indy, and I was always being honest, she said. Well, things change. I know you can never say never. I'd been going through this in my head and kept asking myself, how am I going to get the words out and say it's over? And trust me, I lost my stuff a few times over that. But this seems right, and this seems good. Patrick told AP she had only informed about 10 people of her decision prior to Friday's announcement, where she wept openly as her family watched nearby. Everyone had been extremely happy with the path that she's chosen. And she said that longtime boyfriend, Ricky Stenhouse Jr., has never been more excited about something about me, quote, has never been more excited about something about me in his life. Stewart gave Patrick praise for her time at SHR and said his team would have never expanded to 4 cars without her assistance. Kevin Harvick will try to win a second championship in 4 years for the organization on Sunday, and Stewart said Patrick has been a huge part of the team's success. He was disappointed to learn she's ready to stop driving. I am happy that she is doing it on her terms, but I am sad because I feel that there are wins under her belt that she can still get, Stewart said to AP. I thought she'd go road racing or back to IndyCar or something along those lines, because I think that's where she can be successful. Patrick rose to fame when she was in IndyCar, and her relationship with former sponsor GoDaddy made her one of the more recognizable female athletes in the world. She also has a winery in California, a line of athletic wear, and an exercise and fitness program. Patrick said she'll have more time to spend on those ventures after the Indy 500. Her career went into the crossroads after GoDaddy first left auto racing in 2015. Then new sponsor Nature's Bakery was unable to fulfill its 3-year commitment to SHR and Patrick. The team has placed sponsorship for Almirola next year, which made Patrick expendable. I didn't want to be pushed into anything, and everyone can relate. Sometimes things just shift and change around you, she told AP. Especially with me and the sponsor situation. I've never been there before. I've always had a sponsor. It forces you into thinking about things and nothing was lining up easily. If I don't feel I can run better than what I am, then I don't want to do it. And there have been times that I could not have been more miserable. That's why, not only why I come, and I feel like it takes away from everything else I accomplished. I don't want to be remembered for the things that didn't go as well. I want to be remembered for the things that went well. Pretty good statements there by Danica Patrick, as Danica said that she wanted to retire, as stated here. But there was talk about her being done with NASCAR months before it was even official that she was leaving Stewart-Haas Racing. But now that it's official that she's going to retire, what a career she had. It's disappointing that she did not live up to what people had hoped for when she came to NASCAR. She did build up a big fan base, as a ton of little girls out there want to be like her. And I'm a fan of Patrick as well, but it's unfortunate that she did not end up living up to expectations. And people expected her to improve as she gained more experience in the Cup Series, but it's unfortunate that she was unable to fulfill her promise and unable to improve and try to win races, as people expected her to get better as she kept racing. Unfortunately, she kept getting worse as she kept getting into a ton of wrecks and always saying bummer when it comes to those wrecks, unfortunately. But she had a great career in racing, and it's incredible how long she has been racing, whether it's NASCAR or IndyCar, having success in IndyCar by winning it at Japan and the track over there, what track's called Twin Ring Motegi over there. I think it was the oval track. But it was incredible what she was able to do in her career, being able to win a race in IndyCar, being the first woman to do that, and being the first woman to be leading laps to the Daytona 500 and Indy 500. It's pretty unbelievable accomplishment what she was able to do there. But it's unfortunate that she could not win a race, even though she had a lot of tough luck while driving the car. And it's unfortunate because she had a lot of talent and a lot of potential to try to win races. And it's just unfortunate that it has to end like this. But she's coming out on her own terms. She realizes that she's not being as competitive as she had hoped for, and that's probably a reason why she's walking away. And it's unfortunate because she's great, she's beautiful, she's a talented driver. She and Ricky Stenhouse Jr. were great together, and it's just unfortunate that she hasn't been able to translate any of that hype and popularity to the track and try to win races, and she's been unable to do that. who knows if she'll win one of those races. Maybe even win the one at Homestead. Likely not going to win at Homestead, but who knows at Daytona or Indy. There could be a chance to win there, because at Daytona anybody could do it, because it doesn't matter like how your car is or everything like that, because it's all equal and it's all like being in the draft and just try to be at the right place at the right time and avoid the big one. And if she could do that, she could win Daytona. But Indy could be more reasonable for her, because she's had more success in Indy cars, such as winning at Japan. But we'll see what happens with Patrick. But this is definitely not a surprise, because we saw this coming at some point. I kind of figured this would be sort of the end, because there's a lot of talk about her possibly leaving NASCAR. But she didn't. There wasn't any talk about her being done with racing. Though. That was a surprise. But she realizes that she's not being that competitive as she wants to, and she doesn't want to end up like on bad terms. So this is what she's trying to do. But it makes sense. I understand what she's doing by wanting to walk away under her own power, under her own terms, because she wants to not make it any worse than what she thinks she has, or what she wants, or she doesn't want to make it worse than what it could be, or what it has been. But she's had an incredible career regardless, and she's very talented in what she does. Someday a woman will win a race in NASCAR. It's unfortunate that she couldn't have been the one. It would have been nicer to see her win a race. That would have been unbelievable and historical. And that would have been extremely talked about all over the news and talk radio. It would have been unbelievable had she done that. But it is what it is. But she's had a wonderful career regardless. Being able to just race in NASCAR as long as she has been incredible. Especially coming over from IndyCar. Being able to start off in 2010 when she was racing in the Xfinity Series, then known as the Nationwide Series, getting her start there and having success on the track. Not as much as she had hoped, but she had some success winning the pole when she came to the Sprint Cup Series, now known as the Monster Energy Cup Series. In 2013, winning a pole at Daytona for the 500, I said earlier, incredible what she did there. At least she got a pole. Made a couple of All-Star races as well. She's had an unbelievable career, but it could have been a lot better had she had more luck on the track and not get into a ton of crashes. If she would have done that, she would have been able to win races. But incredible what she's done overall. And she had an incredible career, even though it could have been better. It was unfortunate that it wasn't as good as people would have hoped once she got to NASCAR and win races. But it was unfortunate because, NASCAR is a very competitive sport, and drivers seem to be constantly winning. A lot of different drivers be winning every week. And she did what she could. Unfortunately, she couldn't have consistency, being able to finish in the top 10. She always seemed to be finishing near the end of the pack, or finishing a lot of the 20s and 30s because of incidents that happened on the track, or just her car's not been performing well. It's just a shame that it had to end this way, and that she was unable to get a win while driving for Stewart-Haas Racing. But she did the best she could. She's had the most success at Daytona, Talladega. She had a career best, like 7th was at Kansas in 2014. But she hasn't had a lot of success outside of the plate tracks, and it was just unfortunate that she couldn't win. But she did the best she could. But congratulations to her on her retirement and everything, as she decided to do bigger, better things. That makes sense. But this isn't at the level of when Jeff Gordon or Tony Stewart or Dale Earnhardt Jr. or Matt Kenseth retiring with those guys. But she's walking away under her own power, and congratulations to her. It's just unfortunate that she had a tough luck with her sponsors and her track success, but she did the best she could, and that's all you could ask for. But we'll see what happens with her, and see if she can win Indy and Daytona. Maybe even win at Homestead, which is unlikely, but we'll see what happens with her. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed. Be sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're new, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Till next time, peace.